What's up, my ninjas? I'm Strident, and I am here with another video about cops. I want to elaborate, if necessary, on why I love the series so much, what it is about the series that I dig, and how I even got there. And I've already told you some of this stuff with how much we dug RoboCop, and you know the way that RoboCop had this ultra violent kind of feel to it, you know what I'm saying? And kind of like the way that the RoboCop films kind of gave you a glimpse of the future that was, it was fun, and it was at the same time, it was fucking scary, you know what I mean? Cops kind of had the potential for that. The difference is it was aimed at kids, and that kind of screwed it up. So, if ever there was a franchise that I would love to get the opportunity to revamp in a more adult fashion, Cops would be it. There's not too much to change except for the tone of the story. Even the comics were a little lighthearted, even though some of them were way cleverly written. Like there was this one, I can't remember what issue it was. I will go back and read them. I've been looking for these comics all over the place, but there was an issue where was it? It was Bulletproof and Buttons McBoom Boom. I think it was Bulletproof and Buttons McBoom Boom Boom. Anyway, there was a fight between Bulletproof and someone else over a girl, and I can't remember what the name of the girl was. Or the way it's written, you believe that it's a girl because it's a female's name. You find out this was when Bulletproof was like way younger, and the fight was over a bike. And I think it was Bulletproof and like a friend from where he grew up. And it was clever the way that the whole time it's like one of those jokes where you withhold the most important piece of information to give away the punchline, and then you reveal the punchline and everybody's like, holy shit. Stuff like that. I know it's simple. I know some of you are gonna be like, the fuck? But those stories, if in a different context, they could easily translate to more adult themed oriented, a more adult themed series, or even just film, because in my mind, that's the way I see it. Growing up, some of my favorite movies were the Super Cop films, Jackie Chan's Super Cop films with Kevin, where he's playing Kevin Chan, and even Police Story in general. I think there was Crime Story and Police Story. So Crime Story and the Police Story films. In the U.S., one of them was called Super Cop because that was actually the name of one of the Police Story films. And so in the U.S., that's what we refer to that whole, I think it's a trilogy. There might even be more. I don't count the new Police Story because that shit was awful. It was an embarrassment to the name. He's not even playing the same character. You just watch Jackie Chan cry and get his ass whooped all day long, and it's a waste of time. And ignore it. But, I grew up watching a lot of Hong Kong films that involved super cops, these police officers that could fight their ass off. They're good with shooting, marksman level shooting skills, agile, jumping around, dodging, gunshots coming in at them. They're just good soldiers, but they're fighting the war on crime in the streets. So in the future, the same concept to me, just it works. There's nothing to it. And I mean, I love G.I. Joe, so it's real simple to see how the two things come together. So I've reviewed a handful of the figures. I'm still going. Like I said, I have the whole collection. I'm trying to complete a couple guys because I will probably do a review of, or like a showcase, I guess, of the guys that I have that are not complete. So you can see what I did with them to make them at least a semblance of whatever character they are and whatever their focus is. You know what I mean? Their specialty. Like I told you in previous videos, I did not get Nightstick and I did not get Checkpoint because I absolutely can't stand those two characters, their designs. You know what I mean? I think their designs are just poorly done. Besides that, I will review everybody else. And so far, I think I've done only one crook, and I'm about to do another one. I'm about to review Buttons McBoom Boom, if I haven't already, depending on when this gets uploaded. Because sometimes I have videos done and they're just sitting there in my folder, you know, waiting to be uploaded, and then I upload them out of order. So you end up getting, you know, one thing before the other, and it just comes out sounding weird. So, you know, look forward to that. I love the Cops line because of the same reasons, a lot of the same reasons I love the old Marvel Legends. Even though they're not perfectly engineered, the gimmick or the theme, you know what I mean? What they were actually created to do is just imaginative enough that you can have hours and hours and hours, if not years, of fun just finding ways to emulate their actual purpose and their job in your little universe, you know what I mean? And that's what a lot of modern toy lines are missing. There's no theme. And the themes that they do use are kind of generic, you know what I mean? And the characters themselves don't necessarily embody whatever the specialty or the theme may be. I mean, nowadays, they don't really pay tribute to people in these kind of, you know, jobs, essentially, you know? I mean, the emergency service and law enforcement units of the world are important because every day they protect us from certain, you know, threats, seen and unseen. Some of them are crooked as fuck, but a lot of them are doing their job, you know what I mean? So it's cool when you look at this and you see all of those figures, all those characters being represented. And then you go back, you look at your G.I. Joes, and you see all those military specialties being represented. And, you know, we know people who do this stuff. Like, I have a friend who's in the Army, and he's bomb disposal and explosive ordnance. And when I was explaining to my son some of the specialties of some of the, because he likes the 25th anniversary Joes, when I was explaining Tripwire deals with explosives, and the reason why he's using a metal detector is to find mines. He's a minesweeper, essentially. And, you know, Charbroil and Blowtorch and, what was the other one? Barbecue. They're all, you know, explosives and, you know, fire, and, you know, they deal with explosive ordnance, and they deal with, you know, demolitions and shit like that. And when I was trying to explain this to him, my homeboy came over and was like, he was listening to us talk, and he goes, "Oh, you mean what I do?" And I was like, "Yeah, damn, I forgot you do this shit." And when he explained it, it made more sense, you know? He just simplified it like I did in the beginning. Explosives and ordnance, or, yeah, that's what he said, explosive ordnance. Something like that. But you get what I'm saying. It's cool to see these things represented and, you know, paid tribute to in figure form, but not necessarily the most realistic way. This is a way that a kid or anybody could just get into it without thinking about how this would affect someone in real life. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I dig about it. It's the fantasy version of these things that happen in real life, because people get shot all day long. And you see the big-ass guns the Cops figures come with, and it's like, holy shit. It's the same reason why I dig superheroes so much, you know? The escape portion of this is what keeps me, you know, interested. So anyway, there's a lot of a couple of my guys, mainly Taser and maybe even Bullseye, but I'm gonna try and find the pieces, the rest of his pieces, so I can make him complete, you know, because he's missing his taser. I gave him a different type of gun, but he's missing his giant air taser, you know, thingamajig that he was connected to him. And he doesn't have his hat, and he doesn't have his, like, utility belt thing with all the battery packs in it and stuff. And, you know, it's a cool design. He was not one of my favorite characters, and because he was offered in that lot that I bought, I was kind of like, okay, I'll get him. But, you know, I kind of think that if he wasn't in that lot, I probably would have left him with, the other guys that I'm kind of like meh about. But, he's the main one I've still got to fix. So he'll probably be the last person that I will review. So just, keep an eye out for some more reviews. Like I said, Buttons McBoom Boom is on, McBoom Boom is on the way. It's my favorite villain, many of our favorite villains. And that's it for me. You've been great. Peace outside.